Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel and welcome if you're new. My name is Liz. Today's video is really fun because we're doing sort of two things today. So you could watch the entire thing if you want, or you could just stick around for the reading. But I did go through 3 different containers of treasures. If you know me, you know I'm a collector. I love random odds and ends and little treasures like this for jewelry making and crafting and different things like that. So I went through 3 containers of this fun stuff. So you could stay tuned for that if you like, or you could just watch the reading. I actually wasn't even going to include a reading in this video. It's just going to be the kind of show and tell sorting video, but I decided I wanted to include sort of like a main message that you're meant to hear right now whenever you happen to click this video. And in this video, I actually worked with all oracle cards. It's very rare that I don't include tarot, but I was drawn to 3 different oracle decks for today's reading, so that's what we did. So let me show you what we have here to choose from. You can watch all 3 messages if you're drawn to all 3 items, or if you're drawn to 1 or 2, or if there's just one calling your attention. Have fun with my readings, take what resonates, leave what doesn't. My main goal for you is to have fun and hopefully relax, and hopefully there is a message for you today. So let me show you what we have. We've got 3 items. So group 1, we have this little miniature bottle. And these are items, by the way, from the little haul that I had. Group 2 is this owl measuring tape. Group 3 is this key. This is a rusty key. It actually has 222 on it, which I thought was interesting, and I didn't even notice that until I was doing the reading. So yeah, you could definitely watch more than one if you're drawn to 2 items. That's okay. Don't overthink it. Hopefully there's a message for you today. And I think that's it. We'll dive in. So I'll leave the timestamps below. I hope you'll stay tuned and sort through the little treasures with me. I thought that would be fun, something a little different to do on the channel. And if you like that kind of thing, definitely let me know in the comments and like this video. Also, if you haven't already, consider subscribing to the channel and hitting that bell button that also just alerts you to when I upload new content. And I think that is good. Also, I do have a Patreon. If you want to check that out, it'll be linked below. I upload every single week, and there's some bonus content there as well. So that'll be linked below. But yeah, I think we're good to jump in. I will put all of the timestamps below, as well as the charms and treasures and odds and ends, so you can skip directly to that if you like. But yeah, we will start with group number 1. Hello, group 1. If you chose this little cute bottle, then this is your message that you're meant to hear if you watch today's video. I hope you'll stick around for the little treasure tour or treasure sorting that oh my goodness. This popped out of the deck. You're protected from negative forces beyond your control. And one just fell out. Oh, a couple fell out, so we'll try again. But okay, let's see what's going on. But yeah, I just sort of wanted to do a little mini reading. We'll do charms, letters, and numbers too, but just pull a few cards and kind of see what message you're meant to hear today if you're watching this. So kangaroo, unsettled times, need to plan ahead. You also have bird perched, waiting for news, package, or letter. Interesting. Okay, I want to get a few more cards here. We're going to focus on oracle today. I thought that would be something fun to do. Group 1. What does group 1 need to know today? Message in a bottle is interesting, just with the waiting for news, package, or letter. I feel like with unsettled times, there's something like you're feeling quite unsettled about or unsure about. You're waiting for confirmation. You're waiting for news. You're waiting for some sort of message in regards to something that feels very like you feel very unsure about it. You're not sure what's going to happen with something. Hey, editing Liz here. I felt, oh, is that one of my hairs? Sure is. I felt the need, why? I felt the need to come on and say, it's so interesting because I was reading this almost as like feeling the need to plan ahead. And I just wanted to mention, like, reading the message intuitively, what I felt this was because, like, unsettled times, this is sort of when we feel like we need to plan for every possible outcome, and that can really be draining and stressful. So what I got from this, and you'll see during the reading, is the need to just do what you can, plan for what you can, take the steps that you can take, rather than planning for every possible outcome or you know, that kind of thing. I'm really taking this as doing what you can, and I almost read it initially as feeling the need to plan ahead. So you'll see what I got with all of the cards that come up. But yeah, I just wanted to add this in to sort of explain what I was getting from this. But I'm seeing you're protected here. You've got this cobweb. So it's sort of saying like, trust that, I guess, trust in the news that's coming, okay? Trust that regardless of whatever this news is, regardless of whatever this letter is or this information that I think you're waiting for, okay, I don't think that this is unexpected. I feel like you're waiting. I feel like it could be communication. I feel like you've been waiting patiently for this. It could be, for example, it could be like you applied for a job. You're waiting to hear back about this job. So what I'm getting from the cobweb card is regardless of what comes in, it's going to be, I guess, the best, how do I put this? Because it's saying you're protected, even if, let's just say it's rejection, okay? Let's just say, we'll stick with the job example. Let's just say you receive a call that the job, you weren't accepted for this position. It still is, I'm getting like for your highest good, okay? So I don't want to say this message is kind of saying don't worry about what comes in, this news you're waiting for, this letter or this information, but that's kind of what it's saying. It's kind of saying like, right now, just sort of trust, or I guess embrace the uncertainty right now and trust that whatever is supposed to happen will happen in regards to whatever it is that you're waiting for, because I feel like you're waiting. And I do feel like with the little not cell phone, my goodness, this phone here, I feel like you're waiting for some communication, you're waiting for an answer, a phone call about something, a return about something, a response to something. Maybe it's something you sent out or asked about. You've got strength here. Oh, interesting, Moonstone was kind of popping out, so I wanted to look at that too. Interesting. Oh, and look, this kind of popped off the top too, celebration. I feel like you're going to be happy with whatever this response is, but we'll stick with the two that popped out for now. But yeah, you've got strength and slow it down. So I'm getting like, you might be kind of like working yourself up with a lot of like fears. Okay, what's the answer going to be? What is this news? What's going to happen? But I'm getting to just sort of trust in, I guess, yourself too, in the fact that whatever this message is, okay, this response to whatever this kangaroo card is talking about, you're going to be able to handle it. You're going to be able to work through whatever this is, okay, this response. I feel like for a lot of you, it's a response. I feel like it's something you are waiting for in response to this sort of feeling unsettled, because the unsettled makes me feel like you're waiting. You feel like, I just want an answer in regards to this, or I just want to know what's happening with this. Maybe you made like a proposal, or you made some sort of presentation at work or something like that. So you're kind of waiting to see, okay, how is this received? What's going on with this? So I'm getting communication is coming. It just hasn't arrived yet, and it's wanting you to know that you're protected, okay? Regardless of the outcome, regardless of whatever this news is, you are protected, okay? I'm getting to sort of slow it down here with this slow it down card, the Moonstone card. I feel like for most of you watching, it's sort of like take a breath. The information you need is on its way. The information you need, if you're waiting to hear back about work, or waiting to hear back, okay, or just sort of waiting to see what is my next step, what is my next move, you're getting permission here to just sort of rest and wait, because it's on its way. You've got even the perched bird. It's sort of like, it's not, you're just perched right now. You're just sort of, you're sort of getting, I guess, because even strength can connect to patience. You're sort of getting permission to give yourself a rest and kind of, I guess, put it out there and understand that whatever this is, at this point, I feel like is out of your control, okay? So it's sort of like, okay, I did what I had to do. I tried my best with this. I did what I felt was necessary, or I did all of the steps I knew to take, so I'm just going to wait. I'm going to trust that the right answer, or whatever's supposed to happen with this will. Actually, I was thinking about this recently because there's two people I know that had put an offer in on a house. They really, really wanted this house, but then when they were looking at it, it turned out there was like way too much work to be done in the future that they hadn't really kind of counted on. So they decided to kind of walk away from the situation. So that's kind of like the message here. Okay, so let me see if I'm getting anything else here. I think the need to plan ahead is just sort of emphasizing like you can only do what you're in control of, right? So as long as you're planning ahead, or you've done all you can, at this point, all you can sort of do is wait for this message to arrive. Let me see if I'm getting anything else here. I feel like there's a situation where you're sort of tempted to be like, okay, never mind, I'm making a different decision, or kind of change your mind because something's taking a little while to get to you, an answer or response. You're sort of like almost tempted to be like, oh, never mind, or pivot or change your mind about something towards something maybe you don't want as badly. You know what I'm trying to say? It's kind of like, okay, this is what I really want, but it's taking a long time to hear back about this. So I'm going to pull out from this and shift entirely. So I'm getting like, slow down, take your time with this. There's no need to make like drastic, sudden, impulsive changes that don't feel right for you. Okay, so that's really what I'm getting with this so far. Let me see if anything. Oh, interesting. You chose the bottle. You have message in a bottle. That's really cool. So that really sort of emphasizes like this is floating. It's going to find you, right? Like whatever's meant for you is going to find you. And I feel like once you get this call or this information, this news package or letter, I feel like it's going to give you further instructions, because I'm almost imagining this has like a treasure map in it. So I feel like I'm wondering if you're sort of thinking 10 steps ahead. Whenever this happens, this will have your next step in it, okay? So this news package or letter, this message is going to contain, or it's going to tell you all the information you need to know going forward. So it's almost like not worth it to kind of get too far ahead of yourself, because you never know what this is going to be, okay? It's almost like as if you were waiting for a treasure map in this, and this hasn't arrived yet. You know it's on its way to you. You're like, okay, well, let's just guess where the treasure is. Let's look at all of these different places when the answer is going to be here. It's just taking a little bit of time to get to you. So I'm getting sort of like permission for you to take a breath, relax your shoulders, unclench your jaw, and just kind of like give yourself some time, give the situation some time, and I guess to trust yourself a little more, because I feel like you're sort of like maybe questioning, like, I feel like you're expecting this to not be the news you're wanting or the response that you're wanting. And I love that you have protected from negative forces beyond your control. So this is like, whatever's happening here, you're protected. This is going to work out in a way that's going to be the best for you, is what I'm getting. Okay, so yeah, that's what I'm getting there. I think it'd be fun to read one of these two before we jump to charms, and then we'll get you some letters and numbers. But that's what I'm getting so far. So if you're waiting on a response, a call back about a job, something, and this might not have to do with anything you've kind of put out there. You're sort of, maybe some of you are waiting for like, okay, what's the next step here? You're getting permission to just sort of let things happen as they happen. Do your best, like with what you can in the current situation, but don't expect yourself to sort of like think, I guess, 10 steps ahead, 20 steps ahead when you're still waiting for information. So that's what I'm getting here. Okay, so let's read Moonstone. Okay, so Moonstone, slow it down. The heart wants what the heart wants, and it wants it when it wants it, yes. But the timing isn't always right. Maybe you want something before the other person is ready for it, or vice versa. Suffice it to say, you may need to slow things down. Okay, so this could be a message in a bottle or a response that you're waiting for in regards to another person. This person might just need a little bit more time. There could be other things happening in this person's life or at this time. Okay, I don't know if you heard that, but something fell over off the counter, like for no reason. So how does that connect to this? I tend to like read into things like that. So how would that connect? Something fell over. I'm almost getting, there's a situation where someone else is dealing with something, or there's something happening that's requiring the attention, and it's almost like postponing things or delaying things a little bit. Because in that moment, the stuff fell off the counter. I don't know if you heard it, but my toiletry bag fell off the bathroom counter for no reason. So at that moment, I had to rush and go see what it was. And I had to pause this video for a second. You know, for that moment, this video, I wasn't thinking about it because I'm like, oh my gosh, what just fell over? So I ran to sort of attend to see what it was, and then I could return to this. So I wonder if there's something you're waiting for where you're kind of thinking, okay, well, what's wrong with me? What's going on? Like, I'm feeling really unsure about this. Whether it's a response, whether it's something to do with work, it's kind of like, okay, something else happened first, sort of abruptly, that needed to be attended to first before you could hear back about this, because that just happening is what I'm getting from that, or else it's a ghost, one of the two. Okay, so yeah, suffice it to say, you may need to slow things down. This isn't just about patience, it's about actively slowing down. Stop pushing too hard, be strong and shine your light. Focus on what you want and not what you don't want. You're stronger than you know. I like how it mentions that, because this is exactly that. You're stronger than you know. The situation you're asking about is fertile. Be graceful as you wait without trying to force anything or anyone. Trying to rush a person or situation isn't likely to work out for you right now. So do what you can to take a step back. You might like to hold a moonstone while you meditate now to help you stay patient and allow events to unfold. And then here with additional meanings to the card, it also says breathe out and relax. So I kept getting the need to tell you to like, take a breath, give yourself a second. This is on its way in the way that it's supposed to happen, okay? But again, that toiletry bag falling over, I think there's something else that needed to be attended to first, and that's why that you might be experiencing a delay or waiting a little longer than you had hoped, okay? So that's what I'm getting. If this resonates for you, I hope that it makes sense, but let's get you some charms, letters, and numbers here. I love that you have the 2 bottles. I think that's really cool. Okay. All right. Go for a walk. Okay, so this with the @ symbol, go for a walk with the @ symbol. I feel like you've been Googling a lot. I feel like you've been checking a lot, seeking reassurance in regards to this a lot. You know, possibly sending out emails to say, okay, when's this happening? Hey, I've yet to hear back about this. Something like that. Give it some time. It's saying sort of step away from the checking or the Googling or the emailing, the asking, the messaging, and give it a little bit of time. So I feel like if you're resonating with it as a person, that could be why. There could be somebody that just needs some more time to respond to you, but you will receive the news. You know, it's acknowledging that yes, you're waiting for this, but it's going to come in when the person or when the situation is ready to deliver this news. Okay, let's get you some letters. Okay, let's get organized here. I'm not used to working in this little spot, so let's put all the here. Watch this. Okay, you've got 9, 11. You've got okay. We'll get to the charms in a second. Let me get organized. I'm sorry. You've got lots of words here. You've got you learn from. That's interesting. Came, will, and hug. You've got lots of words. This is interesting with the protection message and even the bird message because it's a wing. But this always makes me think of protection as well, so that's nice to see. You also have a 2. So you've got a few numbers there, and the numbers could have personal significance too. It could also represent dates, okay? So there could be some important dates being mentioned here. Have fun with it though. Okay, I realize you can't see all of these. I will adjust this. I'm sorry, I'm not in my usual spot. Okay, let's see. All right, so I'm seeing, okay, sometimes I see words before I even check if I have all the letters, but you've got true. So I feel like there's something about like the truth. You'll find out what's true. Also, I'm getting like, don't believe everything that you think, okay? You've got believe here. This always makes me think of strength too, this teardrop, because it's, first of all, it's beautiful. It's a crystal. It's teardrop shaped. So I always think of this as like strength through challenge. You've got believe. I'm seeing the binoculars as sort of like similar to this telescope here, trying to sort of like, okay, what's going to happen in the future? I'm trying to sort of predict. I'm trying to get a view into the future to sort of see what's happening. but you could be kind of like working yourself up into, oh my gosh, like if it's we'll just stick with the job example. It's like, oh my gosh, I haven't heard back. They must not like me. But remember the things falling in the bathroom. Something pulled the attention, or something. If you're waiting on like a response from a person, this could be, remember, this is like a daily kind of reading. This could be somebody you texted 2 weeks ago and they still haven't responded. It says read, you know they read it. You're thinking, okay, what's going on? There could be something completely hectic going on in their life that they had to attend to and completely forgot to respond to you. You know, something like that. You know, that could be happening here too. But again, like with the kangaroo card, it's sort of saying like, you're kind of like, all you can do is kind of plan for what you can handle or what you can do in a situation. A lot of it is out of your control. So if you've kind of done all you can, you know, you kind of have to just sort of trust and wait and see in a certain situation. Okay, you've got okay, so I've been playing with these letters for a while. I'm not seeing much. Always check the comment section too, because there's always suggestions, but I could literally play with these for like an hour and not see anything. And then when I'm doing the editing, I'm like, damn it, I always see something. Okay, so came, we don't have an N. Oh, we could use the Z as an N. Came and, do we have, oh no, we only have one N then. I was gonna say came and went. For some of you, this has to do with the sale of a house, sort of like the example that I gave. Do we have an S? Once again, I'm making words with letters we don't have. Okay. But, I mean, we could, where was that Z? Because the one card said plan, so maybe there's like certain things you can plan for to kind of alleviate the anxiety, but just sort of like, okay, if this isn't the news that I want to hear, then what could be my next step? Like that kind of thing. But I do feel like whatever's coming in is going to kind of give you that information, or it's kind of saying like, once this arrives, like all you can kind of do is wait. And then you can kind of plan from there and take it from there. So it's kind of telling you like to slow down and not work yourself up too much in regards to, okay, what am I going to do if it's a no? What am I going to do if it's a yes? And kind of take it as it comes. Okay. You will learn you will learn in time. Yep, because I'm going to use this W as a, you will learn in time. Ooh, I like that. You will learn in time. But this message is really coming through sort of like trying to resist the checking, the reassurance, the Googling. Sometimes it depends on what you're asking about, of course, but sometimes Googling is like the worst thing to do in certain situations. There was something, I had an appointment and I had like Googled all about this appointment. I had myself really worked up and really nervous, and my experience was like really easy. So you know what I mean? Sometimes when you're Googling, it's like you can kind of, you know, expect the worst. So I would kind of say avoid that if you can, or just kind of balance it, I guess. Yeah, you will learn in time. I think that's a good place to leave this. But yeah, believe, protection. You've got 2 messages of protection. So I hope you enjoyed this group one. I hope this is a message that you needed to hear, and just trust that it's going to be okay. You know, the message that is meant to be, whether this is about a personal relationship or a friend or something to do with work, the message that is meant to arrive to you will get there in time. There could have been a reason for a delay. So don't automatically assume, you know, it's the worst just because it's taking a little longer. So that's what I'm getting for you, group 1. I hope you enjoyed. We'll see you next time. Hello, group 2. If you chose the little cute measuring tape with the owl, then this is your message for what you're meant to hear today. The day you click, I kind of just wanted to do like a little mini reading. Today's video was mostly about the treasures, the little show and tell I wanted to show you and just kind of do a little relaxing video, but I thought we could do a little mini reading, message you're meant to hear, and see what comes up. So let's get you some cards here. But yeah, I hope you'll stay tuned for the little treasures that I picked up. There's like 3 different boxes that I go through of charms and crafty things and all sorts of little treasures. Okay. Group 2. What is group 2 meant to know today? What is group 2? Oh my goodness. Okay. All right. So you've got by the book. You've got take a breath. Feather, someone you know is undependable and insincere, and claw, be careful, do not take risks. Okay, so this is very clear, even just with the item that you chose. Okay, so today's message is in regards to something, it's asking you to do your research. I knew you'd get something like this just with the item you chose, because owls make me think of research, knowledge, and the measuring tape is making me think of like being kind of like, I guess, you know what, sometimes like this, messages like this are like, oh no, I shouldn't make a move, or I shouldn't do this thing I feel called to. This is just saying, if you're feeling unsure about something, take your time with it. That's all this is saying, okay? Don't do something that you feel is risky right now, or like you're doing out of pressure especially, or impulse. You know, of course, again, listen to your intuition, okay, with these readings, but this is really telling you to kind of take your time with something. Moonstruck, take a breath. Take your time. For this, I feel like this is in regards to something. We're following the steps and doing something in a way that has like worked time and time again is really the best way to go about it. Even with your item, I'm getting like a measured approach, or like being sure, double checking something right now. So if this really depends on what you're wondering about or asking about, but I feel like for most of you watching, this is just saying now is a good time to just double check. Double check emails, double check your research, fact check something, ask questions, especially ask questions, okay? So if there's someone that you feel like whose guidance or knowledge could really help you with this, now's the time to, you know, don't be shy, ask this person some questions. Now you've got someone you know is undependable and insincere. So you're dealing with somebody who, you know, this could be a situation where someone's saying, hey, you should do it this way, I can help you with this. And you're feeling like, okay, that doesn't really feel right to me. Trust your intuition with that, okay? Because this person might not be dependable. They could be kind of like trying to get you to take a shortcut, or trying to convince you of something that just doesn't feel right for you. You could also be dealing with somebody who is canceling plans, not showing up to things. This actually sort of connects with a message that I got, I think it was the November reading, where I think it was group 1, where it was like, okay, I need to do this myself because somebody keeps kind of like being unreliable or making these decisions that are negatively affecting me. I'm going to go about this the way that works for me. So this could actually be sort of connected, especially if you chose that group. You could be deciding to go about something the way that you know is the best way. So I feel like you're avoiding shortcuts, you're avoiding, even I'm getting like skipping steps right now. Like for you right now, with whatever you're asking about, it's important to kind of go about it in the way that you know is the correct way to do it, okay? So again, for some of you, you could be asking about something with work, you could be asking about a particular relationship, but I'm getting to take your time. Don't feel pressured or rushed. I feel like this is something too that you're sort of feeling like, oh no, if I don't do this now, you know, so you're feeling like pressure to jump into it, or almost kind of like fear of missing out. Like, oh no, if I don't take this opportunity now, all of my opportunities, like I won't ever have an opportunity again. I feel like, okay, if this is something you feel like, okay, I'm ready to jump into, okay, but I think whatever, if you chose group 2, a little bit of extra knowledge, double checking, being kind of sure, and research and knowledge, asking questions right now, or taking your time, giving yourself some time, not giving in to pressure, or following the lead of someone who you know is undependable or insincere, or somebody who's like, because you could also be dealing with someone who's like trying to convince you of something where really it's just benefiting them, okay? So it's like, oh no, you should do it this way, when really it's just sort of like what they want you to do for their own reasons. So 2, I feel like, okay, this is interesting because this could connect to work. If you're dealing with someone at work who's like trying to kind of get you to take a shortcut with something or do something that you know as a kid, this isn't the way this is done though. Like, this isn't the way I was taught. This isn't the way I know to be true. Follow your knowledge, okay? Take a breather, ask questions. Don't feel rushed right now. I feel like a lot of you who chose group 2 are feeling like, almost like just the pressure is really what's coming through, like pressure, because I'm imagining this claw as like one of those claw machines. You know those machines where it's like the claw, like on Toy Story, and it goes down, the claw, it goes down and it picks the toy. It's almost like there's somebody over your shoulder saying, no, this is what you want to do. And they're like directing you and you're like, no, I've got this. So I'm getting, take a breath. A calm approach to this is the best way to go about it. It doesn't mean don't do the thing that you feel called to do. It's just saying, if it's feeling pressured, or if you're feeling like you're doing this out of like, if it's not feeling right for you right now, it's okay to take your time. It's okay to take your time right now. Don't do anything that you feel isn't true to you, or it isn't making sense for you at this particular moment. Take a breather. I also feel like if there's something, I'm also getting from this actually that you've got some time to work with here. There's some time to work with. So 2, if it's a matter of like, oh no, you know, this doesn't feel right, but what if this is the only thing that comes along? That's not the case. I'm getting you've got some time. Take a breath and don't feel like, oh, 2, actually, sorry, things are coming in kind of at once here. I'm getting, it's going to happen when it's supposed to for you. I'm almost getting like, don't skip in line or something. Yeah, I'm getting like, it's okay. You've got some time here. I'm just feeling like somebody's like pressuring you to like buy something or make a decision. It's like, are you signing up for this? It's like, whoa. Do your research. If you're feeling unsure about something, give yourself that time to ask the questions you need to ask, or just think it over. You might just need some time to think it over. Because I do feel like you're dealing with somebody who may be trying to sell you something, or maybe trying to convince you of something that's really more so benefiting them. So especially if they're trying to make you make a financial risk right now, like if it's like, sign up for this limited time offer. I said this recently, but a lot of times limited time offers really aren't really, it's not really that limited. If they're making the offer once, like especially when it comes to sales of things, there's a good chance that offer is going to be available again. So let's just say, because these are like everyday readings, you could be like pressured to buy a car because they're like, oh no, this is the only time this price will ever be. And you're like, oh, but I don't know if I can afford it right now, but oh my gosh, if I don't jump into this purchase, like, but then in the process, you're putting yourself into more debt, or you're buying something you're not happy with. Like, so many things, right, can be kind of like, it's like pressure to get what you can get in that moment. But I feel like it's just saying like, you've got some time to work with, especially if you take a breather. I feel like you're going to make the decision that feels best for you. So I think that's really important. Right now is a good time to follow rules, follow guidance, I'm almost getting like follow, there's like a mentor or somebody that can kind of help you. Don't be shy to ask questions or ask for this guidance right now. So we're also going to do charms. I think what I want to do is actually, oh, there it is. Okay. Sorry, I was looking around here. I want to read by the book because I'm reading from one card per group. So I think I want to read this one for you. So let's go to, it's number 11, because this one really jumped out at me here. Because take a breath. It's like just saying, take your time here. I think this is really important, like not reacting out of impulse, or if you're sort of like responding to something, if you feel like you're being rushed, or if you feel like you haven't given yourself enough time, or you're reacting out of like emotion in regards to something, like give yourself a minute, or give yourself a night, or something like that. Okay. All right, it says, the universe works within a structure of divine laws and principles that provides a framework for human experience and evolution. So the word that's jumping through is like framework. I'm getting like a lot about like concise, calculated, measured, with the measuring tape. It's sort of like, okay, this is the next step. And then this, like there's a lot about like I guess not being sure, because I feel like we're never really sure, but being confident in something before you jump into it. Okay, giving yourself more time, really, I think is the moral of this reading. Give yourself some time if you need it. Okay, so it says, the law of abundance, the law of prayer, the law of karma, the law of attraction, the law of thought, the law of compensation, and the law of nature are only a few that are known. These principles create perfect order and operate with a kind of precision, that's interesting with the measure of tape, beyond human understanding. Even revolution has its place in universal law. Human beings, in turn, have their own laws and customs that vary from culture to culture and family to family. Laws keep social order and govern behavior. It's almost reminding me of Hierophant here, reflecting an instinctive understanding that harmony is important. This is a time to learn these laws and conform to them rather than being a rebel and flouting them. Okay, so then it goes on to say, when this card appears, submit to structure and follow the rules. Okay, so you're really getting like, right now, the best way to go about something is the way that you know to be true, or the way that you feel is the correct way to do something, okay? Based on knowledge, based on experience, based on like guidance or rules that are in place, okay? So structure right now is another key word for you, structure. So yeah, I think a lot of you could be dealing with somebody who's like breaking the rules in something, or doing something that you view as like risky or worrisome, or like it's not resonating for you, but you're maybe feeling like pressured, or you're maybe feeling like, you know, should I be doing it that way? Should I be taking this shortcut? Should I be, you know, doing these risky moves, or should I be investing all of this into this? I just imagine like a poker player putting all of their chips like in the center. I don't know a lot about like betting all of their chips, whereas you're deciding to like play it a little safer. I don't know a lot about poker, so I'm just using it as like an analogy, but that's what I'm getting for you, group 2. Let's get a few charms, letters, and numbers. But yeah, take a breath. If there's something you're feeling like you need a little bit more time with, take the time. Take the time. Of course, if you're feeling ready for something and you feel prepared, you know, then do what feels right for you. But I think for most of you that chose group 2, there's just maybe a little bit more knowledge or research or questions to be asked, or a certain structure that you can follow that will be helpful to stay on track. Okay, so we're going to do charms, letters, and numbers. Let me do numbers first. So these could be dates, they could be other significant numbers. You've got 10, 12, and 1. Okay, I'm seeing sweet dreams. Okay, you did have the word sweet, yes, sweet. So sweet dreams, I'm getting to sleep on something. Give yourself some time. There could also be something you're reacting to, like, in a very impulsive way. So I'm getting take a breath, give it a little bit more time, sleep on something. Okay, let's see what you have here. We'll get you some charms too. Okay, so you've got the words as, star, dream, sweet. Sweet dreams, this is really what's coming through. Sweet dreams. Okay, let's see. Okay. Group 2. I'm seeing the word govern, which I think is interesting. Do we have a V? Yeah, we do. Sometimes I see words and I don't see all of the letters, but I still see the word. So have fun with it. Also check the comments too. Do we have an N? Do we? A lot of times I see it too later when I'm editing. I don't think we have an N, but I thought I saw govern. Okay, let's see. Yeah, we don't have an N. We do now. Govern. Okay. We'll turn, you know what? We'll turn this U actually into an N. Govern. So that's making me think of like, because this sort of talked about rules, following structure, the value of following a certain like a set of steps. Govern. Okay. Rules. And yeah, yeah, this is just in regards to something you're asking for. It's like, it's just saying like the best way to go about this is to follow the steps. Do we have an H? I was gonna say teach, just because of the owl. Teach. Read more about it. I was really getting that, like, because especially with book, like, is there something you need to research in a book or follow the steps with? I keep getting don't skip ahead. Don't skip ahead. I don't know what that's talking about. Though, don't skip ahead. Step by step. Do you remember that show? Anyone that's also born in the 80s, grew up in the 90s, Step by Step. So yeah, read. I'm really getting like with book and the owl, like read, take your time, get more information, seek out the information you need. If someone's telling you something and it doesn't feel right for you, get more knowledge, get a second opinion. Could be another message, get a second opinion in regards to something. Okay, let's get you some charms. I'm just gonna set these here. I know I'm working in a different space right now, so I'm just trying to adapt to this space here. Okay, I'll put your numbers there. Okay, let's get you some charms. All right. Ooh, interesting. Okay, very cool. All right. So one thing I'm getting is to be patient with the process right now, because I feel like that's sort of like the desire to take a risk, or desire to change your mind last minute, or desire to switch something, or skip ahead, or do a shortcut. The desire is because it's taking time, but I'm getting a lot about like perseverance and patience. Also, the robot too is making me think of like, because a robot is like, this keeps moving. There we go. A robot, I'm thinking of like knowledge and again, steps. I'm thinking of like steps and calculated, or like a response to something, because even you've got Queen of Swords here too. Queen of Swords. Knowledge, learning for sure. Learning is definitely coming through. Let me just see what else I'm getting. I'm getting that whatever this is, like there's no real shortcut to this. Like the best way to go about this is this way, by the book. Like it's the best way to do this. Maybe take a breather is saying like, maybe you just need to take a second to just catch your breath, right? Because this could even be saying like, maybe this breather is just letting you know that like, you're going about it the right way. Yes, it's taking a long time. Don't feel like you need to like jump in or change something last minute or shift things suddenly. Take a breather, take a bit of a rest when you can. I'm getting something is like, it's going to be worth it in the end. This effort, these steps that you're taking is going to be worth it in the end. I'm really getting a lot about perseverance here. And then also having what you need. I feel like I'm also getting like self-sufficient here, independent. You're approaching something independently, or you have what you need already. So don't let someone fool you into thinking you need to pay them for this thing or else you can't. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like there's somebody who's trying to pressure you to like do something in a different way than you know to be the right way, and take some sort of risk with them, or something they're trying to get you to do. I'm getting to trust the process. Things are changing, things are moving, things are, I'm getting a lot about like learning, you're progressing. See if anything else is coming up here. Give this time, by the book, give something time. give yourself more time. Like, I just feel like there's this desire to be like, oh, this isn't working fast enough. You know, I'm just going to shift things automatically or shift things last minute. Like there's sort of like this impulse, this potential to make like an impulsive decision when you've worked so hard and you've been so patient. Some of you are in some sort of like program or like lesson or something like this. Like there's lessons. I'm almost kind of getting like the image of like somebody reading a how-to book and skipping to the last page when it's important. There's value in those first steps. There's value in those first initial pages, those first initial chapters. It may be like kind of going over some basic things, but it's still important. So I'm getting like there's value in starting at step 1 and going through each step the way it's supposed to be, because it's building some sort of like foundation, or it's going to be helpful in the long run. It's going to be helpful in the end. So yeah, I'm really getting like a program or like a course. Like it's like, okay, this is important to do chapter 1, then chapter 2. Don't skip ahead. Don't skip chapters. Okay, I see another word here. Consider. Again, having some fun with turning other letters into different letters, but consider. So take some time to consider. Consider. Yeah, I'm getting consider. Free. Test. We don't have an H. If we did, we'd have breathe, just like this one. Take a breath. Sweet dreams. Sleep on it. I'm getting sleep on it. I keep trying to spell things that have H's, but yeah, a lot of times I see things when I'm editing, which can be frustrating. But yeah, let me know what you see, group 2. I really hope that you enjoyed this message. I hope it makes sense with what you're going through. And saying like it's okay to take your time, seek out more information if needed. Take a breather. Don't feel pressured. Don't feel rushed. Follow what you know to be true. Don't feel pressured to do things that don't resonate for you. If you are going about something in the way that you know is the best way to do it, or a way that works for sure, and you were taught this way, and you're feeling kind of discouraged because it's taking long, or you're wondering, okay, well, I see this person taking this shortcut and this is happening. Don't be discouraged, because I feel like you're getting a lot of value, and I feel like the outcome is going to be a really good one and a rewarding one for you if you just stay on track and follow the structure that you're feeling is right for you. So let me know what you think, group 2. I hope you enjoyed that. We will see you. Hello, group 3. If you chose this really cool key, this has 222 on it, by the way, which I didn't notice when I was first looking at it. Speaking of which, I hope you'll stick around and watch the little show and tell where I go through the different boxes of treasures that I picked up. That was sort of the point of the video, but then I wanted to do kind of like a little fun little mini pick a card, I guess you could say. Okay, let's, oh my gosh, I'm not doing a very good job shuffling. Let's try that again. These two are both sticking out, so that's what we'll take. Let's get you some tea leaf cards. So yeah, we're just going to do a mini message. I am going to do charms, letters, and numbers though. Let's get maybe one more. There we go. Yeah, I'm curious to see. And we're focused on oracles today. I don't know why I felt the need to get you two of each of the oracle cards. Maybe 222. Maybe that's why. I don't know. Okay, never-ending story and all that glitters. Interesting. leg. I love this card. Stepping into a new experience, time to act. Torch. Okay, interesting. Yeah, I feel like it's sort of time to get out of your comfort zone a little bit, because this is feeling kind of like, I might want to read this one to you. Cut your losses and courage. Oh yeah. Yeah, group 3. This is interesting. Okay. All right, so group 3. So this feels like a situation that you're sort of, oh, sorry, I realize you can't see all the cards. Let me try to adjust these in a better way while I talk here. Okay, so this feels like a situation that you're sort of staying in because you've invested a lot of time and energy into it already. So you're sort of like, okay, I've already spent, you know, this many years or this much time, this much of an investment on this, that it's kind of keeping you in a place you don't want to be, right? Like, I think we can do that because it's like we view, I mean, time is valuable to us, right? So it's like, okay, I spent so much time here on this. It's like, I almost imagine somebody working on a painting and they've been working on it and it's not feeling right, and they keep adding paint and changing things and adding more and more, and it's just like not getting to be what they envision. So I'm imagining somebody just starting over, a new canvas. So I feel like that's sort of what you're doing. I feel like there was something that turned out to be a lot less glamorous or a lot less alluring or valuable to you than you thought, okay? I feel like maybe your values have changed, like what you value in a particular situation has changed. I feel like you're sort of seeing the truth of a situation, and it's a lot less, I keep getting, like, just because of the glitters, like, it's a lot less glamorous than you thought. So I feel like you're sort of boldly stepping into a new beginning. This is coming through so clearly for you, group 3. I feel like you're breaking some sort of cycle. Okay, you're breaking some sort of cycle. And with the key, I'm getting like you have the key to this. It's going to require you to sort of step into a new experience or try something in a different way. Like, there's something obviously keeping you kind of stuck here. Let's read Cut Your Losses. I think that's an interesting card, because that it's almost reminding me of somebody like gambling, and they're like, oh my God, I already invested 20, whatever it was, amount. I don't know. I think group 2 got a poker reference too. But anyways, it's almost like, I keep getting these like gambling references, so it's just an analogy, but it's almost like somebody who's like bet so much money and they're like, oh, I've already bet this much. But it's saying like walk away from something if it's not feeling like valuable to you, or if it's not feeling like it's the right fit for you anymore. You know, because I feel like something time and time again is sort of proving to you, it's like, this is not what I wanted in this. So it's saying it's time to act. It's time to make a change. Courage, the lion, I think is really important. It's time to make a change or step into something entirely new. Spiritual development, enlightenment, awareness, and understanding. I feel like you've sort of got an understanding now of something, or you're seeing something very clearly for what it is. It's all that glitters is kind of like, okay, this isn't really what I thought it was. It looked really great, but then this could be about a relationship for a lot of you, okay? So some of you could be kind of going back to the same person over and over again, thinking, okay, this is, one time it was really great, one time it was really exciting, and we had a lot of fun, but then time and time again, I keep experiencing this, you know, disappointment, or they keep showing me who they are behind the mask, and I keep going back. So this could be you kind of stepping into a new experience and understanding that that time wasn't lost. You learned something, you experienced something. Just because it didn't turn out how you wanted to, it doesn't mean it was like for nothing, okay? There was experience, there was knowledge, that's part of life, right? Also with the mirror here, I'm imagining like you've been doing a lot of self-reflection. So I feel like with the torch, there's sort of like you've been through a lot. I feel like you've changed a lot. I also feel like I keep getting like what you value in a situation has changed. Your priorities have changed from who you were before. So it's kind of like you're entirely shifting, it feels like. I feel like you're almost like a completely different person in a way than when you started something. So it's okay to kind of say goodbye to something if it's no longer working for you. And this doesn't have to be relationships, okay? Do what resonates for you, but this could be something you were working on, a goal that you had that you invested a lot of time in, you know, a friendship. This could be something to do with work, okay? You thought, okay, this is what I wanted to do, and I've already spent this much time. It's okay to make a change. People make changes at all different points of their life, like literally. Okay, sorry, let me just find this first and then we'll we'll keep chatting, but yeah, interesting. I'm getting, it's interesting because when I was shuffling earlier, sorry, I have to find this or else I'm never going to find the page. Why can't I? It's not in, I don't think it's alphabetical order. There it is. Okay. Anyways, when I was shuffling this deck earlier, I saw the Chain card and I thought of that song by Fleetwood Mac, The Chain. And I'm getting like, if you don't love me, like, so I don't know the exact words, but there's something about like breaking a cycle, breaking something. Okay, let's read this. It would be absolutely lovely if life were nothing but rainbows and unicorns. But after a certain age, say around 7 years old, we start to realize that there is always going to be light and shade. Drawing this card suggests that right now you may be going through a little bit more shade than light. You're not at your best, and it could be that the situation you're inquiring about is taking a toll on you and your vitality. So is there something you need to sort of like walk away from? Is there something that you're like, this isn't really worth it right now for me? Like, this isn't worth the stress. This isn't worth the I'm not getting anything back from this. Okay, this isn't worth this for me. This investment into whatever this is. You have two choices at this point. Either you keep going in the same direction. That is really cool how these two connect, because never ending story. Either you keep going in the same direction, you've been heading in up to this point, or you do what it takes to cut your losses. In other words, is it possible for you to change tack now, or are you absolutely committed to the actions you've been taking lately? So I get from this, it's never too late to change. It's never too late to change your mind. It's never, like, you can change your answer to a no. It's never too late to shift directions. It's never too late to start over, okay? You're not running on full power in this situation at this moment. So if you want to change that, you need to think about what it's going to take to strengthen your position. In your current situation, it's not easy to be spontaneous, and that can make everything feel rather tedious. Okay, so I like how this is just a leg. It's like one leg into the situation, because it's saying right now it might be hard to be spontaneous because you're trying to sort of like, I feel like you're trying to kind of get a grasp of what's going on here. It says, what's happening isn't your fault. Are you being too self-conscious? Do you need to look on the bright side a little more? Life goes in cycles, and you need to accept that at this moment to do the necessary emotional work. Okay, so yeah, we got a lot there, a lot to unpack here. Okay, you have two choices at this point. Either you keep going in the same direction you've been heading in, or you do what it takes to make a change, step into a new experience, time to act. So I feel like you could be procrastinating. I feel like you could be like, okay, I'll change it later. But it's saying like right now, if you don't make the change that feels right for you and have the courage to shift something, it's going to continue going in the same direction. It's going to be like a pattern. So I'm getting, you have the key here. If you need to take your time, by all means. It's saying like right now, being spontaneous is probably exhausting for you, okay? Do what you need to do, okay? But once that happens, once you feel like you're ready, there may be a change that you're feeling called to make. Okay, you're not running on full power in the situation at the moment. So if you want to change that, you need to think about what it's going to take to strengthen your position. Okay, so what do you need to do right now that's going to refill your tank? What do you need to do for yourself right now that's going to put you in a better position? Think about what that might be. In your current situation, it's not easy to be spontaneous, and that can make everything feel rather tedious. So this, again, like for you, this action might be taking a rest. For you, this action might be like asking questions or doing research or something like that. But I just feel like you're sort of feeling like stuck because you don't want to like switch. You don't want to switch something or change something or do the research or ask the question at this point in the game. But it's saying it might be worth doing. It might be worth doing. Like, I'm getting research as an important thing today in general. It was really strong for group 2, and I'm getting it for you too. So maybe that step right, maybe it's just like dipping your toes into something. Maybe it's just kind of like, okay, what would this new thing be like? Courage, yeah. Spiritual development, enlightenment, awareness, and understanding. I feel like you're really understanding yourself right now. And all that glitters, again, this is all about like things that really aren't what they appear to be. Another thing I get from this card is like trying to keep up with people, trying to keep up with, or trying to keep up sort of like a, what do you call it? Like, I guess this card can kind of pop up when we're trying to like, we want people to view us a certain way. And it's saying, remember it said, I'm trying to find the card again, but it said, what's happening right now isn't your fault. So I feel like you're being really hard on yourself, or like you're afraid people are going to view you differently. Are you being too self-conscious? Okay, it also asks, do you need to look on the bright side a little more? And I think that's kind of like what might be happening, because I feel like you're thinking, okay, oh no, this is the time I lost. This is the effort I lost. This isn't what I want. I thought it was, but it's not. That's okay. You gained experience. Like, a lot happened. So I'm getting to like focus on maybe what you learned, focus on what is going right, focus on what you are looking forward to. Life goes in cycles. You need to accept that this is a moment. You need to accept that this is a moment to do the necessary emotional work. So I feel like you're doing that too with Torch and the mirror here. For some of you, I keep getting like research or ask questions today, like strongly. Is there someone you can talk to, like for guidance or something like that? Is there somebody that you can ask? For some of you, you've recently changed direction with something. You've recently made a shift. You've broken some sort of cycle. For some of you, something wasn't as it appeared to be, like it wasn't all that you thought it was. So that is sort of like, okay, I need to re-strategize here. I need to kind of like take a second. I need to take a bit of a breather here is what I'm getting. And that could be what you're acting on too. Time to act. It's like, okay, this is not what I thought it was. I need to act and get myself out of this situation because this isn't what I thought. And that could require courage, because you could be afraid of like admitting that maybe a decision wasn't the right one for you, or you could be worried about, oh, what are they going to think if I change my mind? What are they going to think if I backtrack? What are they going to think if I go in a different direction? Well, I mean, I think there's a situation where you're sort of viewing someone as like having all the answers when really they don't. Yeah, some of you are like removing yourself from a situation that like no longer feels right for you, or in the process of it, right? It doesn't have to be a huge leap. Remember, it said like right now the idea of being spontaneous might be exhausting. So just do what you can. Take little steps. I keep getting research for everyone today. Like research, ask questions, ask for advice, guidance. And that requires courage too. Understand that things aren't as they appear in a situation. I keep getting that. Sorry if I keep saying that repeatedly. This kind of reminds me of a situation where somebody like joined a course or got a job somewhere thinking it was like, yes, this is like my dream job. And then once they arrived there, it's like, oh, actually, never mind. This isn't what I thought it was. So that could also just be a reminder too that things aren't always as they appear. And on the other side of that, like if you're thinking someone's situation is like perfect and oh my gosh, that's my dream life, it might not actually be. Like there's always something either behind the scenes or something that you might not be aware of, that like everything has its, just like this card talked about, everything has its shade and its light. So you might be seeing like all of the light of a situation and comparing it to your situation, thinking, okay, well, wow, they have it so much easier. They have it so much, like, it's more glamorous or something like that. Look at their life, and it might not be all that it appears to be. So I feel like with time to act and step into a new experience, it's sort of saying like, do what you can do right now. Do what you feel you can do right now to sort of start shifting things in a better direction for you. And if huge leaps right now don't feel appropriate, if huge steps and huge strides don't feel like what you can do right now, what are little steps you can take? What question can you ask? Who can you call? What research can you do? What guidance can you ask? What friend can you talk to? What family member can you talk to? Hey, I noticed you had gone through this a few years ago. What do you think? Like, when you switched this thing in your life, what was it like for you? You know, talk about it, stay open, share. I actually want to read Never Ending Story to you because I actually read this card fairly recently, and I really think it makes sense with the cards that we have here. So that is 37, okay. Self-criticism, yes, 100%. I think that's what I think you're being the hardest, because remember it said, this card said, what happened isn't your fault. So I think you're like your own worst enemy right now, or your own worst critic right now, and I feel like you feel like it's sort of like that spotlight effect. It's like, everyone's thinking this. No, they're not. Like, no, they're not. They're not thinking that. So self-criticism, the wounded ego, unnecessary dramas. So there's a story woven through the imperfect fabric of life that tells of hurt and loss, rejection, humiliation, self-loathing, and arrogance, and all manner of suffering born of unnecessary dramas. It is the old story whose refrain that you cannot do this, must not go there, should not say that, lest your world come crumbling down. Today, know that none of this is actually true. The sky is not falling. The voice you hear is just a small, scared, conditioned part of you that got stuck in a lie and wants to protect you. So I feel like a lot of this could be like, okay, well, what will people think if I make this change? What will people think if I choose to do like what feels right for me? Well, I want to say like, who cares? I know it's easier said than done, but okay, so yeah, small part of you that got stuck in a lie wants to protect you and needs to be seen as the victim. Okay, sorry. Yeah, the sky is not falling. The voice you hear is just a small, scared, conditioned part of you that got stuck in a lie, wants to protect you, and needs to be seen as a victim. Love that lost piece of you. Fear is all it knows. Distorted guidance is preventing you from being true to yourself. You are not your story. I love that. You are not your story. And the narrator is simply a voice of your fearful part, small and vulnerable and easily soothed. So I feel like the familiar might be a little bit soothing right now. Here it says, like, fear, envy, procrastination, greed, and the perception of victimhood are all active in your life right now at this moment. Are you comparing yourself with others? I'm getting that strongly with this combination, that you're comparing, you're thinking, okay, they have it made. Look how easy it was. No, it might not have been. Like, or things just aren't as they appear. All that glitters, that's what that card's about. Are you comparing yourself with others, thinking their success should be yours? Maybe you're afraid of all the good that's coming your way, so you step out of your lane. Interesting. Self-sabotage could be part of this too. Maybe you're afraid of all the good that is coming your way, so you step out of your lane, totally aware of what you're doing, but seemingly powerless to stop yourself. Are you self-sabotaging in a pattern? You know, could that be what it is too? Wow. You must learn to love yourself through missteps and sabotaging moments. Use criticism constructively right now. So you could be getting some constructive criticism as well, some advice on what to do next. That could be what this lion is. Better yet, stop telling this story altogether. Make up a new one. The universe loves you deeply and will wait for you to figure that out. I love that, because remember we were getting like, take your time if you need to, but do what you can. Tell a new story and success is all but guaranteed. You can do that. I love that with the key. It also says as a protection message, this is a time to avoid drama at all costs, especially when it comes to other people's stuff. So right now you're also getting the message to kind of stay out of drama where you can, because it's not helping you. If right now it feels like a distraction to sort of be involved in whatever this is, it's not helping you, okay? So it's saying to stay out of other people's drama right now. Your sensitivity is on overload these days, and you're best served by keeping your distance. So what I'm getting is like, there's a situation where you could be involved in drama. It's saying, not my circus, not my monkeys. So sort of step away from it right now, and kind of focus on what you need to focus on for yourself, okay? So a lot of messages for you, group 3. I do want to get you letters, charms, and numbers. Today was supposed to be like a mini message, but yours was deep. Group 3 is always like, I don't know. I always find it extra interesting, group 3. of these word dice here. There we go. Okay, so have fun with the letters. You know, look in the comments. I'm never very good at finding a lot of words. I always see them when I'm editing. But have fun with it. Look for names, initials, dates, places. Sometimes there's phrases, but yeah, have fun with it. Let's see what we have here. You see everything? Yeah. Okay, you've got came and lots of T's here. I'm seeing came and went because you've got came and, do you have a T? Of course, we're not going to have a T. Okay, we do. Okay, we have lots of T's actually. So came and went. That's interesting. Okay, let me see what else I see. I see, oh, I just changed the letters to felt and but, so whatever works. But okay, seeing fresh. Do we have an H? H is one of those letters. There we go. The last group, I think it was H I was looking for, and we didn't have it. So fresh. I feel like this could be a fresh start for you. Start fresh, it's saying, with the cut your losses card. Like, now's a chance for you to start fresh, regardless of how much time you invested in it. If that's what you want, right? Of course, all of my messages, take what resonates. Start fresh. Start fresh. The courage to start fresh. The courage to try something again or try something different. I think for you right now, like, there's something that has become a pattern. And this was talking a lot about like what you're saying to yourself, like your self-criticism and, oh my gosh, why didn't I do this? And I've been getting a lot lately about like, oh, I should have done this when 4 years ago, I should have done it this way. Why did I do it that way? It's like, well, you didn't know. So I think you're just being like excessively hard on yourself right now. Start fresh, fresh start. You could reverse that, fresh start. You could even say new start. Oh, I just took away start. So even new start, right? New start. New start. I'll get you some charms in a second. I just having fun with your letters. You've got good letters today. Do we have an L? I'll just use this as a... I can't spell right now. The other thing too I was going to say is maybe you're starting over with something. Like, maybe this is about starting fresh with something. Like, maybe it is the same thing, but maybe you're just starting it in a new way, right? Maybe you're trying something a little bit differently. Maybe one way that once worked no longer works for you, so you're trying again, but in a different way. You're not trying it the same way over and over and over again. It's like, okay, I want to stick with what this is, but I need to try it in a different way. So that it might not even be that you're changing paths completely. It just could be that you're trying it a different way, because maybe what once worked is no longer the strategy. Stepping into a new experience, time to act in a new way. You've developed, you've changed. Release. That one card was talking about like releasing drama, so I think that's important. It said specifically stay out of a drama right now. Like, if there's something happening that you don't need to be involved in, but you're just sort of getting sucked into it, please, like, for your own well-being, step away from it. Sometimes we can sort of involve ourselves in drama because it kind of distracts us from maybe what we're doing. So if there's something, like, just, I guess it's saying stay out of drama right now because it could be sucking you in. So, you know, if that's resonating for you. Okay, interesting. I want to get you some charms and some numbers. We've got 10, 11, and 7. Oh, there we go. just dropped 2 charms, so I'm going to see what those are. Okay. Okay, so one thing I'm getting with this rose is kind of like feeling like time, like pressure of time, of like deadlines, and oh, this needs to happen by this date, like sort of like, yeah, there's something about like the pressure of time, but I feel like it's an illusion. You got go for a walk. So I think getting out of a situation, stepping away to clear your head might be important, because I feel like you've been staring at something for a long time. So stepping away, stepping into a new experience, I'm getting for you change of scenery, I think is really important. Change of scenery right now. Is there something or somewhere you can go that's a little bit different, something you can do that's a little bit different? I feel like you're I'm getting that you're like a very hard worker. So the idea of like time is important to you. And I get that. Like it's the idea of like, oh, I've already spent, I'm getting something here. I've already spent time on this. Like for some of you, this could be like admitting that maybe something isn't a good fit for you. Or the way about, because again, I feel like some of you could be sticking with the path, but the way of going about it is just different. And you're releasing the self-criticism and the like comparisons to others and the self-sabotage and the constant self-critique. It's like, remember, it goes back to that cut your losses card. It said, what's happening is not your fault. You've got protection. And this is also about trusting yourself, trusting your own wings. Go for a walk. It's asking you to be, I think another card mentioned that, sort of like, what is going right? This is a charm of optimism. It's a charm of positivity. So it's not saying, remember, it talked about like shadow and light. It's not saying just be positive, but what is working? Like what do you have to look forward to right now? What is something that is working? What is something that you can do? What step you can take? That kind of thing. There's definitely like a feeling of like seeking something out. Like all that glitters with the pirate, I think, is important, because there's like something there about like seeking something out. Maybe you're sort of like looking at, okay, why do I want this? Why is this important to me? Like, I had sort of this realization about something today. Actually, I was talking to a friend and she was like, well, maybe it's not happening that way because it's not supposed to. You know, maybe you're actually happier with the way that it, you know what I'm saying? Like I don't know. It's interesting. Finding your balance, I think, is interesting with the roller skate, but also like practice giving yourself time to get used to something. I'm thinking of that because I tried roller skating and was not good at it. I fell a lot. The doll, I think you need a friend to like listen to right now, or like talk to, or just keep talking to a friend about this. I'm trying to see what this ticket to happiness is about here. I'll pull a Moonology. Ticket to happiness. I think that, to me, what I'm getting from that is like, it's not one thing. Like, I feel like there's sort of something you're like, okay, when this happens, then I'll be happy. But that's just never the way it is. I think we need to like kind of find things in every day that kind of like make us happy. Yeah, it's kind of what I'm getting, but we'll see. Ticket to happiness. Anything else we need to know about ticket to happiness? Ticket to happiness. Patience, yeah. Patience with yourself, patience with the process. I feel like you're just being really like hard on yourself. Moon cycles, understanding that things happen in cycles. Just, I think one of the cards said that. I think it was this one. Things happen in cycles. It did. It was this card. So right now you're in a particular cycle of maybe rest or spiritual development, right? Or self-reflection. And because this is a clarifier, like patience, it's saying give something time. Go for a walk. I'm really getting like change of scenery. Get some fresh air. Look at the big picture of something. Very interesting. yeah, I keep getting, my ear just started buzzing, so I feel like there's a friend that's thinking of you or somebody wants to contact you. She got friend. Connect with friends. Very interesting. So let me know what you think of this group 3. I really hope that you enjoyed this. I hope it made sense for you, and we'll see you next time. All right, so I thought we would start with this little toffee tin. This is full of a bunch of little things, but I've got so much to go through for this video, but I thought we could go through this first. This has like a bunch of little jewelry pieces and charms and treasures. So I thought we'd go through this first. I've got a couple of these little ballerinas. I actually already have a few of these. But I found these ones at the place where I go antiquing. So most of this is from one person who was letting go of jewelry pieces and crafting supplies and all of this stuff. But there are a few, 1 or 2 things maybe that came from the antique store I go to, and this was one of them. So it's a vintage cake topper. So I got that, and then here is another little cupcake topper, and I already do have one of these. I think I've even used it in pick a card readings. So let's just go through. Okay, so basically the person that I bought this stuff from, I was helping get organized for they had like a little sale trying to liquidate or get rid of, sell all of this stuff. So because I got to help set up and get organized, and actually she had invited me to her home a few days prior to the sale to go through the stuff and see if there's anything I wanted to buy. So that was really cool because I got to sort of take a look at everything first. Me and my mom went. So it really did feel like a treasure hunt, and this is what I ended up picking up. So this actually, when I was helping her set up, I said, oh, do you want me to just throw this away? She's like, no, people could use that for crafting. And then as soon as she said that, I was like, yes, actually, I will use this for crafting. So what I did is while I was setting up, anything that I knew I would want to purchase, I put aside while I was helping her set up for her sale. So this was like the first thing I put in my little pile of stuff that I wanted to buy. And it's just a piece of an old frame. Just a little piece of wood. But as soon as she said, yeah, you could use it for crafting, I was like, yes, totally. So I don't know what I'll use it for, you know, something, but I just thought it was pretty. So that's what I got. Now this is really cool. I'll have to find the other flower in here, but this is like glass beads with little, this is like made of china, the little flowers on it. So it's missing one, but I do have it. Luckily, we found the necklace. I loved the necklace. I thought, okay, well, I could replace or I could replace all of the flowers. But then while my mom was going through the craft stuff, she found, miraculously, she found the extra flower, which was really cool because, I mean, the amount of stuff, the amount of craft stuff and beads and charms and all these different things, it was like boxes and boxes. So the fact that we found the little flower is pretty cool. But yeah, it's a really cool necklace. It's kind of like choker style. Yeah, so this was the necklace. I'm really excited to repair it and wear this. So you'll see lots of charms too. This is kind of neat. I don't know, again, like a lot of this I'm thinking I'll use for jewelry making. That's kind of always been something I wanted to do. So I think I just need to do it. I'd love to have an Etsy shop and like make and sell things. So that would be cool. But yeah, this just looks kind of cool. And the cool thing about that is all of this stuff is like really unique. This is a little spoon that somebody had turned into, like kind of created a little hook there so you could turn it into a necklace. There's lots of these little buttons, these little pig buttons that I thought were cute. This is just a little tea set creamer. I have an idea for this. A little shoe. And a lot of this is like really vintage stuff. Like really like old vintage charms and different things. Some of it's newer. It's not all vintage, but like this is I think from probably like the old Cracker Jack toys that they had. But I thought that would be like a cute little charm. This is a little teapot hook. A little King of Spades. crab charm. This is cool. I thought, you know, it's a locket, but I could make a necklace out of it or something. Little lobster. Lots of bottle caps. I like these for jewelry making and charms. She found the skeleton and then texted me it and said, "Hey, how did you miss this?" And I really don't know. I mean, we had so much stuff to look through, but I don't know how I missed this little skeleton. So then she lost it and then she found it again. So the skeleton took a while to get to me. Little baseball glove. This I thought I could put something on and turn it into a necklace or something. There's a few of these little hands in here too, which are really cool, the hand charms. Tiny little deer, little light bulb. Well, here's the other flower. I should keep that safe because this is fragile for that necklace. You'll see lots of little doll pieces. I found lots of doll heads, doll arms, doll legs, just for crafting purposes. So you'll see lots of little doll pieces, lots of keys. So I love keys. I have a key collection, but I just love them. I've always loved them ever since I was little. Sorry if you can hear the traffic. I'm at my mom's. So. Yeah, look at all the keys. And yeah, I remember being little. My mom had a lot of these keys here, and I used to bring them to school. I always felt like very drawn to keys. I remember the movie The Secret Garden and the key that she had to get into the garden. I've just always loved keys, so lots of vintage keys. This little hammer is kind of cool for charms. Another spoon. You'll see lots of spoons coming up too. Cute little cat or dog, I don't know. Maybe it's a dog. Little Monopoly piece. Little gingerbread cookie. I liked this one because it has a bum. It just made me laugh. Gingerbread cookie with a bum for some reason. Okay, then there's these like little charms. I think there's a few of these. I just thought they were pretty if I make some jewelry. A lock. I think I tested the keys. I don't think any of them open this, unfortunately. Yeah. But looks like a little diary lock. A little knight. Little plastic skull. Looks like a piece to a light. Here's another one of those hands. This is a charm bracelet, but I really liked the charms on here. There's a swordfish, a palm tree, and a seahorse. Just some pretty beads, so I thought I could make something with that. Little lantern. This airplane's pretty cool. And a lot of these charms are metal, so they're pretty nice pieces. Another Monopoly piece. Another one. Another car. I've got two cars. Little top hat. These ones are really vintage. Some more. Oh, this is cool because these ones have the keys, the little lock. I like that. That is cool. I thought, yeah, I could make jewelry out of that or something. Little horse. Hat. This moon is really pretty. This little snowman, I love. This little snowman is adorable. A couple of things I was like, oh, maybe I won't get it. Like this snowman I almost didn't take. And then I'm like, you know what? Why not? This owl is really nice. It's really good quality. Metal owl. I love owls too. Little plastic car. The rooster is really nice. More Monopoly. Lots of pins, but this pin I thought was really pretty. kind of like a cool pendant on it. These scissors are really cool. Another key. These ones are plastic. And then this little cherub I thought was pretty for jewelry. A poodle, another really nice charm. This leg is metal too, really nice. Cute little bear. Oh, this little hat. This is the sorting hat from Harry Potter. My mom found this and she didn't realize it was from Harry Potter. Neither of us did at first. And I was like, oh my gosh. And yeah, then the lady told us that it was from Harry Potter. I didn't even realize at first. You could hardly tell, but I just like it. I'll probably use it for something crafty. Got a shell here. An astronaut on the moon. Oh, this I love. The little pocket watch. It's like metal. I think it has a little bit of glass in it. I'm not sure. Maybe just plastic. Little candlestick. Some boxing gloves. So yeah, a lot of this stuff I'll use for jewelry. That's kind of a unique one. Little flower. Little mirror. Another plane. A fish. A phone. Teddy bear. A wrench. This I just thought would be pretty for jewelry. Some shoes. Another phone. A slipper. A moose. I don't think I have a moose charm yet. This one's cool. It's like a carriage. Looks like it's going really fast though. A little child. Lots of hands. Tiny little stork. Here's the sun. The moon was in there too. Lots of these little phones, I'm realizing. Monopoly piece. Here's another one of those little blue beads. This is just a pretty, looks like opal pendant. Fairy. Thimble. A tiny little church. A parrot. A fairy. A camel. I like this little ram. Another hat. And a weight. Another little glass pig. A few more of these little plastic keys. Looks like another, oh, it's a watchmaker key. Scissors. This is like a little fancy coat. You can see that. Couple more hands, a few more hands. This is cool, hockey player. I don't think I have, oh, actually I think I have one hockey player charm. A horseshoe, an elephant, some rings, and a peacock. So this one was really fun to go through. Again, I haven't looked at this since I picked the stuff out. So yeah, as I was just like looking through stuff, I would just add it to this little tin. So I'll show you what else I have because there's more, but yeah, then at the end, she totaled it up and it was really fun. Like it was fun to kind of go through, and we took our time. We were there at her place for like a few hours, and then to set up for her craft show as well. So yeah, it was a lot of fun. I found some cool things. So yeah, let me know if you have any ideas for any of this stuff. I've got a few ideas here, mostly jewelry, but I know I could use some of this for charms as well. Crafty purposes. So lots of treasures here. I love this kind of stuff. Like this is like one of my favorite things in life, is just like treasures like this. I've always loved collecting this kind of thing. I'm really excited to wear this necklace too. I have to make sure to keep this safe here, so I'll put that aside. But yeah, I just love this kind of stuff. I'll put this pin somewhere close to, I'll show you this next because there's some more charms in here. I'll put this pin in here because there's more pins in here. So this little jewelry box I found, and she had a few jewelry boxes, but this one caught my eye because I thought I could even use it for tarot cards, because I really like this like star pattern here. And here I thought I could put like even a little candle, like, you know what I mean? But yeah, there's lots of pins in here, and these are really cool, like pins. So I was sort of just putting them in here to keep them from poking me. Ooh, lots of pins. And then lots of little more charms and jewelry pieces, more shoes. Lots of hearts. There's lots of hearts and things. This one had these charms already contained in it, so I just added this to my pile. And but yeah, lots of little hearts, lots of bells. And then there's some cool ones, like, looks like some gardening ones. There's seeds and a little watering can. More hearts. I wonder if the hearts were like on a bracelet or something, because you could make a really cool bracelet just with these hearts. Just a little birdhouse. I'll add these all together here. Really cool Christmas tree. I love this sun. It's a cool sun. Little bow. This one just looks like a little house. I've got a few different things that look like this that I thought I could use for jewelry or crafting. The key here though, yeah, there must have been like a gardening one, because there's like lots of gardening charms here. The seeds, the flower pot. Lots of bells, little dragonfly. Michigan charm. Snowflakes, lots of like little snowflakes. And it's cool because I have lots of Christmas charms. So I could make a little holiday bracelet. Here's another one of those like mirrors. Little star. And then lots of little rings to make jewelry with, a little wheelbarrow. Definitely, there must have been a gardening bracelet in here. Which is kind of cool. Lots of gardening pieces. Lots of bows, lots of bells. Tiny little key. Lots of little keys. Little music note. So that's what's in there. I'm going to keep the pins in here just because they're safe. But I really loved the star pattern here, so I'll use this box for something for sure. But that little jewelry box was one of the things that I picked. Okay, so let me put this stuff back in here so I don't lose any of it. This I want to keep separate so I can fix it. Yeah, I just love stuff like this. Like, I'm such a collector. So I really, what I'd like to do is sort through this stuff and make like a jewelry, you know, get like a little box and put all the jewelry making stuff that I want to use in there. So that was there, and it's a little vintage toffee tin. Some nice pictures there. So there's that. Okay, we have more. So this has a few larger things. This I thought was really cool, this little wooden candlestick, because you don't often find things that can hold these little candles. So I thought that was kind of cool. Lots of spoons. Lots of spoons. You'll see lots of different spoons in here and in the next one that I'll show you here. This is really cool. I just have to find some little stones or something to repair it, but look how neat. Look how cool that is. It's got like a little cherub angel. Looks like it's in a window or something. I thought that was really cool. This is neat. I added this to my pile because, I don't know, I just thought if I ever do make jewelry, it might be cool to have. It's a little ring sizer. I just like the look of it, honestly. A lot of the stuff I just like the look of. This I got actually for a dollhouse project. I thought it could be like a little cute little rug. A very rusty old key. The key collection continues to grow. This is actually a piece to a vintage purse, like a little clasp, I guess, with the opening like the top of the purse, but I'm sure I'll find something. This is one of those stamps. It's a dollar signs. I thought that was kind of cool. More keys. Little tiny bottle I thought was adorable. More doll pieces. There's lots of doll pieces in here. Another pin. I should put this in here. This one's really cool. Look at that. It's got like the moon and the star. That's safe in there. Little tiny spoon. Like, look how cute. The details on the spoons are cool. People make jewelry out of old spoons. You can make spoon rings and necklaces. This is just a bracelet that I saw that I thought was pretty and unique, so I got that. This one too, I thought was really pretty. Gotta get back into wearing my jewelry, but like, look how pretty. I don't think it's picking up the same on camera, but it's like a really pretty coral color. This I thought could make a cool jewelry piece. I could add it to something. This, I can't remember. Oh, this was to a vintage sewing machine. How cool would that be? Like to add to it or turn it into jewelry. It was from a vintage sewing machine. Like you could use this for so many different things. But it just looks like a really cool pendant, so. Just a little person, cute little figurine. This is a little jewelry box ring. This I thought I could use as a pendulum. I might change the little necklace part, but the actual pendant is really, really pretty. Another bracelet. Very cool vintage locket. This goes to this. This is a little mirror. It's got like a fabric back to it. So I have to glue that little mirror. Little frog. I've been finding lots of like frog jewelry, frog decor. Frogs have been popping up a lot. These little spoons. Got quite the little spoon collection now. In here, there's some little dice, but I can't open it. Like, it looks like it's been like glued shut, so little lock, bird, really cool pin. I like this elephant. This looks really vintage. I don't even know what it's made of. It looks like metal, but it's definitely feels very vintage. This is cool, the little clock. This I just got for making something. Basically, whenever I would see something that I thought I could make jewelry out of or turn into something, I added it. This is jewelry that she had purchased from a creator, I think out of Toronto. It's really kind of neat. And then I thought this could make a cool necklace. I just have to add to it, but I thought it would be kind of a cool necklace. This too, some nice orange beads. And then this is really neat. This is a little vintage owl measuring tape, but I can't get it to go back in, so I just have to wrap it around. I don't want to pull out anymore, but it's really kind of neat looking. So that's what's in there. And we've got one more box to go through. So it's not in any order. I just sort of, as I was finding treasures, just sort of added it to my pile. I think she sold a lot too. Like she had a lot of success with her little sale. So she had a lot of treasures. So there's that. And then, so I got this little cash box, and I don't know what I'll use it for, but I thought I could, put something in it. So I got this cash box. It was for $12. And there was a bunch of holiday postcards, but a lot of them were really creepy. There was a lot of vintage Santa ones that were like, no thank you. But this one was really cute. I liked the little mittens there. I thought this one was cute. So this is like a reprint of an old postcard from like 1991. So yeah, I thought that one was cool. Okay, so more things. So this, she had told me what she had wanted to use these for. So I don't know, I'll figure something out. Make some sort of jewelry out of that. So along with the spoons, we have some little knives too, little metal knives. Some cool bracelets. I've been really drawn to dragons recently. I've talked about it on my Patreon, but I'm just like obsessed with dragons. So this has some dragons in it. And then this one has like little bees. I think they're bees or birds or something. Looks like bees to me. Really cool bracelet. This is like a little metal picture frame holder. I always could use these. I use those for tarot cards, lots of things. Really, look at this spoon. Like, look how pretty. That would be like a beautiful ring. But I don't know, what else should I do with the spoons? This, I just couldn't leave behind. I had seen it the first day I went, and then when I was helping her set up, I had it set up in the sale, and then I thought, nope. So I added it to my pile, just because I loved it. She had different, various knobs here, so I got this one. More doll pieces. More doll pieces. This was from a different place. This was from the antique store. So my mom got me this one. Little unicorn pendant. This is a really unique one. I have to replace the stone there or find something to put there, but I could also find them in here. You never know. That's the thing. But look how neat. Little Campbell's soup plastic toy. She found me this as well and texted it to me. Little dragon button with the crescent moon, because she knows I love dragons. Just a little number. I don't know what this went to. It looks like I have no idea. Something, but I don't know. Thought it was cool. I just like the way this stuff looks together. I mean, if you're like me, you know what I mean. I know some of you are like, hey, what is some of this? Like, what are you going to do with it? But I just like, I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. To me, this is like treasure. More spoons. This was also from the store, the antique shop that I go to pretty much every weekend. I saw this, and I don't know if it's picking up on camera, but these beads almost look like they're glowing. Like in real life, they look like they're glowing. And there's like these really cool fabric ones and wooden ones, really unique beads. But the ones that look like they're glowing, like to me, I don't know, they're really cool. They're like little jewels. This, a necklace, I thought I could add something to it. A little, some sort of brush. I thought this looked like a little witch's broom, so I might do a craft with that. Little tiny broom. And then lastly, this is a belt. But she had mentioned she wanted to make jewelry out of it, so that's what she suggested I could use these for. So yeah, kind of cool. There's like a bee, some sort of beetle there or something, but yeah. So those are all of my treasures that I found. I thought some of you would enjoy looking at this stuff. Let me know what you think, and if you have any fun suggestions that you want to share with me with this stuff. I just like looking at it. I like displaying it. I always have like little shelves and jewelry boxes and things around my room where I read my tarot, and it's just little magical treasure. So let me know what you think of everything today. And yeah, we will jump into a little mini reading. I thought I would pull a couple cards if you clicked on this video. So yeah, thank you so much for watching.